Hello everybody, I'm Noah Wyle. I'm one of the creators of the Pitt.
Hi, I'm Isa Briones.
I am Fiona Dourif.
Hi, I'm Shawn Hatosy.
Hi, I'm Dearden.
I'm Shabana Azeez.
My name is Patrick Ball.
Hey, I'm Supriya Ganesh.
I'm Gerran Howell.
I'm Katherine LaNasa.
And I'm Sephideh Moafi.
Today we're going to be doing a speed read recap of season 1.
Were you in season 1? No. Oh.
No comment. Let's catch up together.
Yeah, maybe you can learn something.
Maybe I can.
It's the top of the day shift, and attending physician Dr. Michael Robbie Rabinovich.
Dr. Michael? His name is Michael. It's Dr. Michael Robbie Rabinovich.
Robbie Rabinovich.
Michael Robbie Rabinovich.
Walks into the Pitt, the emergency room of the Pittsburgh Trauma Medical Center. Today is going to be a tough one. It's the 4-year anniversary since his mentor, Dr. Adamson, died from COVID complications, and it's the first time that he's been on shift for it. Before the day can really start, he heads up to the roof where Dr. Jack Abbott,
handsome with an edge, attending physician, Dr. Jack Abbott, meow, he's the night shift attending. He's staring out over the edge of the building with just a little too much intensity.
Jack Abbott sounds so much like Jack Rabbit.
Jack Rabbit.
Yes, anyway. Back downstairs, we meet Dr. Heather Collins, who is suffering from a bout of morning sickness. Interesting. She's keeping her pregnancy a secret, and the only person who knows is Dana, the charge nurse, literally the person who keeps the ER from descending into chaos.
Indeed.
She's a mama bear.
She is a mama bear.
Just outside the nurse's station, we meet the rest of the crew, Dr. Langdon, Dr. McKay, Dr. Mohan, Dr. Garcia, and all the new kids.
Melissa Mel King, one of my favorites, a second-year resident, Dr. Trinity Santos, she's kind of got an attitude.
And the 2 med students, Victoria Javadi.
And Dennis Whitaker, that's me.
Dennis Whitaker, he's gonna get some liquids on
You're
him.
not supposed to reveal your favorites.
First patients to arrive in the ER are a woman who's been hit by a train after falling on the tracks, and her savior, a man who jumped down to help her and got knocked out during the rescue. Her lower leg was so badly injured that as the doctors are setting it back into place, Javadi faints from the gruesome sight.
I remember that. It's disgusting.
Unfortunately, no one understands the language the patient is speaking until Dr. Collins puts a map in front of her and discovers that she is from Nepal and her name is Manu.
In real life, I speak Hindi, which is really similar to Nepali.
I didn't know that. It's
cool. It's like similar-ish, like really basic words you can kind of tell. And I remember like hearing it from the other room because we were like filming everything and we were in the back. I could like understand some things and I was like, in real life I know.
Later on in the day, her savior Sam gains consciousness and confirms the suspicions of the police. She was pushed onto the train tracks in a possible hate crime. The other side of the ER, an elderly gentleman, Mr. Spencer, is brought in from an assisted living facility. He has Alzheimer's.
And a DNR on his chart, do not resuscitate, which means that he doesn't want heroic efforts to keep him alive, including intubation.
His adult children, Jeremy and Helen Spencer, arrive, and as their father deteriorates, they decide not to honor his wishes.
We're not ready to let go yet.
God, that was so sad.
Yeah.
I remember crying when I watched that. It's obvious it is not what Dr. Robbie wants, but his hands are tied by their power of attorney.
Dr. Santos, me, orders a lab for a patient, and when she tells Dr. Langdon, he informs her that, as an intern, she's not supposed to order anything without clearing it with him first.
And it won't be the last time he says that, but for now, he's got his eye on her.
Out at the nurse's station, Javadi is back on her feet, and she's assigned to help Dr. McKay with the patients in the waiting room.
Which we call triage.
While out there, they meet Doug Driscoll, a patient complaining of chest pains, who is anything but patient.
Doug
Driscoll.
Yeah, we know him.
Yeah, watch out for that Doug Driscoll guy. He's gonna come back later.
They meet Doug Driscoll, who in real life is so nice.
He's so sweet.
Such a sweetheart.
As they make their rounds, Dr. McKay's ankle monitoring cuff goes off, much to the surprise of Javadi.
I think if you were at work and somebody just had an ankle monitor, you'd be like, what if I had an ankle monitor?
I'd be like, dude, you're so cool.
You don't think I'm cool without an ankle monitor? Dr. Mohan is chatting with a patient when Dr. Robbie pulls her away to ruin her day. Sounds like she's got a bit of a reputation for taking her time with patients, and it's earned her the nickname of Slow-Mo, which doesn't make her feel very good.
This won't be the last time that Dr. Robbie chastises her over the course of the day or even over the next hour.
Or season.
New patient Teresa comes into the ER with her teenage son David. She's been vomiting uncontrollably, but turns out she's made herself sick in order to get him to the hospital. At home, she came across a list where he wrote the names of girls at his school that should be eliminated. The team tries to talk to him, but he bolts, and try as he might, Robbie can't catch him.
Two great actors.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He walks back into the ER to meet his next patient, Nick, a young college kid who's tragically overdosing from fentanyl. Nick's parents, Lily and John, arrive, and after Robbie gives them the rundown, he gets the confirmation that the boy's pupils are blown, the likely result of a brainstem death.
And even after heartbreaking amounts of tests to try to prove otherwise, they ultimately have to let him go. Mum is devastated, and as she sobs over her son, it visibly affects everyone within earshot. That afternoon, the team reveals that Nick elected to be an organ donor, and all of his friends and everyone from the ER is in attendance for his honor walk. I'm actually going to cry now.
That was such
amazing.
a gorgeous moment.
That was a devastating scene. That actress is so talented. That's the sucky thing about having a patient sometimes. It's like hard to figure out a way for this actor to come back in a realistic way.
Both those parents made me like sob. Like I had to leave. I was like shadowing on their days and I was like, I have to go. And like a bunch of crew decided to walk out because they were like, we can't. We don't need to be here.
We actually found out that organ donor registration has gone up because of the Pitt, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And everyone should be an organ donor. Going between these two.
Whitaker is talking to a new patient, Mr. Milton, who came in with chest pains. There is nothing to indicate that it's anything other than gallstones that have been agitated after he and his wife went out for a steak dinner. However, just a short time later, Whitaker checks in on him, only to find him non-responsive.
Whitaker starts in on chest compressions, but it's no use. Mr. Milton is gone, despite Whitaker continuing CPR. Ultimately, he has to call it. It's agreed that it would have been impossible to catch.
However, the med student is shaken by his first patient death. Yes.
He is still processing the loss and is hesitating on which case to take next. It's obvious he's terrified of losing another, so Dr. Robbie hands him a softball, a patient who simply needs a dose of Mylanta.
Shake it first. Oh, but make sure the lid is screwed down tight. He got it in like one take. I mean, we ended up filming another.
It was perfectly all over him.
Yes, it was just perfectly all over. I think I still ended up using the first take.
Whitaker ruins his first set of scrubs, of which he will have 3 more over the course of the day. Crack and pee, blister blood, tonsil bleed.
Thanks for reminding me.
It's a wet day.
In our hair and makeup trailer, we actually have the wall of Gerran, and it's pictures of Gerran with different fluids all over him. Dr. Langdon is having trouble connecting with a new patient, Terrence, who is suffering from an injured ankle. Dr. Mel, that is me, asks to see his chart and clocks that he has autism.
And as she walks into her room, she immediately closes the door, lowers the brightness of the lights, and silences most of the noise. I remember this. To the amazement of Dr. Langdon, she is able to get Terrence talking and engaging over the concerns about his injury. After he's discharged, Mel explains that her sister is also on the spectrum, giving her a better perspective on how an autistic person might be encountered in the ER.
David, our teen with the elimination list, still hasn't shown up or answered his mom's calls and messages. Robbie doesn't want to involve the authorities just yet, much to the concern of Dr. McKay, who recognizes the possible danger he could pose.
I agree. Why isn't he more concerned about this?
I had a huge issue with this. And I was like, why are you saying like no to her and she's causing, it's like so many lives at stake. That one bugged me. That one really bugged me.
Seems like it comes back to bite him in the butt.
It's like, no, sit down and talk about this for a little longer, in my opinion.
Jeremy and Helen come to their decision to pull their father's intubation tube and make him as comfortable as possible before he passes. As they're having a conversation with their father, he takes his last heartbreaking breaths as his children look on. Dr. Robbie starts to feel the pressure of being in the same room where his mentor, Dr. Adamson, passed all those years ago.
I cried endlessly watching the scene.
I think Taylor was telling a story about somebody who, when his parent was dying, used the I forgive you, I love you, I forgive you. Like the 4 things that they say.
It's basically just a few key things that we can say when we're saying goodbye to a loved one that can really help. I love you. Thank you. I forgive you. Please forgive me.
Noah Wyle wrote that.
I think he got it from, if I'm not mistaken, like a real doctor.
Dr. Santos decides to put a patient with tension pneumothorax on BiPAP, nearly resulting in his death and frustrating Dr. Langdon even more because she is supposed to run those decisions by a senior resident or attending. Dr. Garcia, however, doesn't see it as a slip-up, more of a learning moment. She takes Dr. Santos under her wing.
Sexy.
Sexy.
Yeah, she
However,
does. Takes her right under her wing, doesn't she? Yeah, she does.
I have to say, all of their scenes when she's like teaching her different surgery methods, it just reminded me of Ghost. Because they had like the moments where it's like, and then glide your hand, let me help you. Glide your hand. It was like,
I remember watching.
It's also really gross stuff they're doing, but I could not stop laughing.
I remember watching it being filmed, and I was like, nothing is happening. This is so sexy.
It's like really intense.
Yeah.
And I just love also that the room was full of other people who are all like, what is happening?
She's teaching her, obviously.
Yeah, she's teaching her.
Dr. Garcia later offers her a chest tube on another patient. However, it doesn't go smoothly as Santos fumbles her scalpel and it lands perfectly, impaling Garcia's foot.
Garcia's foot.
That is
This
so
was.
messed up.
I like had a visceral response to this.
Oh well. I love it when Garcia's like, no, I'll do it, and she like fixes herself. Yeah, if I had to take my shoes off on camera, I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Dr. Mel starts working on an elderly patient named Ginger, whose adult daughter Rita brought her in after she took a fall. Rita is clearly overwhelmed, and when her mother is ready to be discharged, she's nowhere to be seen. As the hours pass, it's looking more and more like Mel's patient has been abandoned, and it's a prognosis that is very triggering for her, particularly since she's incredibly close with her sister.
Yeah, caretaking fatigue is a real thing. You gotta take care of yourself first, otherwise you can't take care of whoever else needs taken care of. Luckily, a few hours later, Rita reappears! So there's an exclamation point, and I wanted to make sure that it was said. She had only fallen asleep in her car from exhaustion! After Mel explains that there are free resources available that can help lighten the burden, Rita bursts into grateful tears.
That was so hard on the actor. Do you remember? She ended up having to do that, her turnaround in those tears, like the 75th time.
She was amazing.
She was epic, yeah.
A patient starts seizing. As Langdon and Santos rush to help, Santos struggles to open the cap on a vial of Ativan, leading her to ask Dana if she can help with alerting the manufacturer of a possible issue. It's not a normal occurrence, and Santos remembers it later when they are working with an alcoholic patient of Langdon's who is missing half of the benzos that he was prescribed that morning, leading her to suspect that the resident might be stealing meds. Dun, dun, dun.
It was crazy seeing like how obvious I think we made it, that it was him. Like she'd be like, someone's stealing drugs, and then it would cut to him and people would be like, it's not him.
What a bitch for saying something. And it's like,
it was just like, well, we're leaving it right there for you guys.
Even after it was like proven, it was still so many people like, I don't like her. And it's like, how?
Right.
How at this point? How?
I'm a Santos truther.
I'm on that.
I support her.
Jake arrives.
Jake arrives!
Jake arrives!
He is the son of Dr. Robbie's ex, who looks to him as a stepfather figure. Originally, the two of them were going to the Pitt Fest, a musical festival that's... Musical festival? It's not a musical festival. That'd be fun. Originally, the two of them were going to Pitt Fest, a music festival that's happening in the city, but Jake is taking his girlfriend Leah instead and came to the ER to grab the tickets.
Later on in the afternoon, as Dr. Collins finishes up with the patient, she starts to feel cramping. It worsens, and she rushes to the restroom. Her worst fear is confirmed. She's having a miscarriage.
Dana tells her to head home for the day, but Collins doesn't want to leave and continues with her shift, putting on a brave face. But Dr. Robbie can tell something is up, even though he doesn't know the details.
A reveler from the Pitt Fest comes in ODing from MDMA. Doctors Mohan and Santos are monitoring, but as she starts coding, Santos recognizes that she might be suffering from hyponatremia.
Mm-hmm. Did I get it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
And pushes saline, saving the woman's life. But once again, she didn't run it past Dr. Langdon, and he snaps. Dr. Robbie arrives. His correction is not pretty, but it's quick.
Over in the waiting room, Doug Driscoll is getting more and more frustrated with having to wait and makes a big show of complaining about it. Dana steps in to defuse the situation.
We've got about 5 seconds to change your whole attitude before security and the police get involved.
Which gets him to sit down.
But not for long. Dana pops out of the ER for a quick smoke break and he takes the opportunity to walk up and sucker punch her square on the nose. She falls to the concrete and he walks off without a care in the world.
Yeah. I thought it was like one of the most shocking moments of television. I was like, God, it's so freaking brutal.
I knew it was coming, but when I saw it, I was just like, get your hands off our girl.
I remember all of the actors, we were kind of like, David or Driscoll? Who did the thing? And it was like,
gonna come
I was
back.
so glad we were all wrong. The police arrive in the ER to talk to Teresa. David still hasn't come back to the hospital or answered his mom's calls, and Dr. McKay decided that the risk is too great. A move that puts her at odds with Dr. Robbie, even though she's objectively correct.
But in this instance, she does not back down, and she forces him to see the situation from the perspective of the girls that David might harm.
Dr. Robbie has a heart-to-heart with Santos, checking that she's okay and down for being a team player. She says she doesn't want to get anyone in trouble.
I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
But when he presses, she pulls the faulty vial of Ativan and tells him of her concerns about Langdon. Robbie takes it seriously and pulls him to the lockers for a check.
His suspicions are confirmed when he finds the patient meds in Langdon's locker. Oh, a painful moment. Robbie orders him to leave, and immediately the rumors start flying about his departure.
That's crazy also. If somebody was taking drugs from work, that's crazy.
Dana refused to leave before her shift is over, and Robbie finds her outside finishing the cigarette that she didn't get to enjoy before. Good for her.
She might be done with this place, and as Robbie tells her he doesn't know how the ER will survive without her, they both get multiple messages coming through on their phones. There's an active shooter at Pitt Fest, and they're about to be hit with a mass casualty event.
It's all hands on deck preparing for the incoming injured from the music festival, and Robbie can't get a hold of Jake.
The first thing Dr. McKay asks is if the police have located David.
Did the police find David?
Okay, everybody listen up.
The night crew has come in early, and Dr. Robbie and Dr. Abbott take
he's there.
everyone
There he is.
through the combat zone strategy.
The injured start pouring in, and as Robbie makes his way through the patients, he sees that Langdon has returned. But they need all the help they can get, so he's staying put for now.
In the pink zone. The pink zone was really
Pink
fun.
zone. Team Pink Zone.
Team Pink Zone. We had a lot of fun.
Outside, the SWAT team has arrived. In the middle of the melee, Dr. McKay's ankle monitor decides to go off again.
God damn it.
In an act of quick thinking, she takes a drill to it, shutting it up for the time being.
Are you gonna get in trouble for that?
Probably. That was so fun.
It looked so fun.
Also, there was real sparks, you remember? It was like a fire
Really
department
fun.
safety meeting.
Well, 'cause I wasn't
was like,
in
guys,
there.
it's fine. It was really fun.
So I was in pink still, and you went to the North Corridor to find that drill.
Yeah. I had a great time.
A truck pulls up to the hospital with Jake and his girlfriend Leah. He's stable, but it's not looking good for her. She has a gunshot wound to the chest and no pulse. No matter what Robbie tries, she continues to be non-responsive. After he calls it, he wheels Jake into the room to deliver the heavy news. In disbelief, Jake asks to see her. Robbie is unable to hold back the tears or the memories. He pushes Jake out of the room and finally breaks.
Whitaker stumbles on him back in the family room and pulls Robbie to his feet, and Noah Wyle wins the Emmy.
David finally returns and is immediately tackled by the cops as the suspected shooter. They drag him inside and lock him in a room. The rumor mill is added again throughout the ER that they have the shooter, but it's not long before the news comes in. The actual shooter was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound not far from the festival.
The incoming patients from the festival are slowing, and we start getting back to the regular business in the ER. A new set of cops make their way to the nurses' station looking for Dr. McKay. Apparently, her tampering with her ankle bracelet is grounds for arrest.
But Robbie steps in to intervene on her behalf. She makes her way over to David's room and attempts to have a heart-to-heart, explaining the fear that his hit list instilled. Before she leaves for the night, she sees that he and his mother are talking to a social worker. There's hope.
Robbie gives a debrief before everyone goes home. It's been such a long and impossible day.
Santos notices that Whitaker doesn't leave, but rather goes up to the empty wing. He's been living in one of the vacant rooms, and in an act of unexpected kindness, she offers her spare room in her apartment.
I have a spare room with its own bathroom.
Santos is kind. Santos is a kind person.
We've all had issues with the reception of Santos being like, she's troubled. This is how she protects herself, damn it.
Yes. Who has a spare room in their apartment, first of all? Anyway.
Robbie goes to see Jake before he leaves, and it's crystal clear that Jake blames him for Leia's death. And if that's not enough, the last thing Robbie does for the night is inform Leia's parents that she didn't make it. It's all too much.
And Dr. Abbott finds him up on the roof, a mirror of where they were that morning. He talks Robbie back from the edge, and they end the night cracking beers with the crew in the park, toasting each other for surviving the day. And I just want to say that when he threw the beer to me, it was scripted that I couldn't catch it, that I can't actually catch it. It was scripted that I couldn't catch it, and I didn't catch it, and it hits the floor, and then he says, nice catch, and I say, now you see why I didn't go into surgery, and then they cut that part, so I just look like I can't catch it. And I can't.
There you have it.
And that was season 1.
And if you haven't seen season 1,
What are you doing? Embarrassing.
we're very embarrassed for you.
Like everybody's watched it, basically.
Everybody's seen it.
Everyone's seen.
Yeah, that was a very fast recap of season 1. You should just watch it instead of this.
I am more exhausted reading the synopsis of season 1 than I was shooting season 1.
We hope you enjoy the upcoming season 2.